Hello everybody. I hope that everyone is doing well today. I thought today I would try to make a snippet roll. Well, not try, I'm going to. It's not going to be a completed one. It's going to be the base of one, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Normally when I do these, I do it on my sewing machine piece by piece and just stitch as I go. So today's going to be a little bit different, so hopefully I hope it works out. That's my only concern. I'm just trying to set my timer here. There we go. So I've torn out a 1-inch strip of just muslin. I've just torn it, as you can tell. And I've gone through my little scrap bin, my double bin. If you saw my craft room tour, you know what I mean. That I just put all my little bits in. And they are getting a little bit out of control. And I actually need to go through and just throw away some things I have in there that I just don't use. But that being said, I want to start by just doing the first layer, because this will have at least 2, if not more, layers to it. I have a couple different kinds of cheesecloth, just scrap eyelet, some linen, some tea-stained muslin. I like to keep mine neutral, because when you add things as you go along, you can determine what colors, if you want colors, pops of colors in as you use the strip. Excuse me, I just had to get a drink of coffee. Alright, so I'm just going to start here. On this side I have pieces of like just lace and trim, crocheted trims, different things that I'll use, netting, things that I'll use on my second go round. So first I'm just going to concentrate on putting a layer. I don't want this to get too wide. I've made that mistake in the past of making a wide strip, and then when I go to use it, it's too big to use in my journal for what I would use it for. So I'm trying to stay somewhat close to this 1 inch. It can go over as we go through the different layers, but trying to keep it somewhat small, or within this perimeter. I am going to add some ticking at some point. Trying to find some other bits here. I thought I had some colored, well, yeah, there's a piece. And I just overlap just a little bit on this first go round. I don't think this is anything new to anyone, but you never know. There might be some new people out there that will find this beneficial. This is something, this is like a jute almost, and I don't really use it a lot. I'm all about texture, but for some reason I've had a hard time utilizing that in my projects. So try to make this as quick as possible. Let's see, I might try. And I really don't think there's any right or wrong in the way that you make these, because in the end you're adding things to it as you use it, and as long as it's layered, I think anything really looks good. At least that's my opinion. Others may have different opinions, but that's my take on it. I want some glue. I just hope I'm not getting this too gluey. I saw a piece. I like this little piece with this fringe. And I only made this 18 inches long. You can make these as long as you want, of course. I just sort of want to, I didn't want to make it too long to make this like a 3-hour video or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and add a piece of this ticking down here. What is today? Today is Thursday, the 18th. So you can see I'm already getting to the end of mine. I sort of like that piece there. Need to make a decision if I stitch this. I might have to before I add my next layer. Okay, I'm going to pause you, and I'm just going to stitch this down on my sewing machine. I'm just going to do one line down just to hold this first layer before I put the next, because I don't know if the glue is going to hold the next layer or not. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I just straight stitched. You can zigzag, whatever you want to do. But I just straight stitched just to hold down this first layer. And now I'm going to come back and I'm going to add some other elements as we go along here. This is some other cheese top that's been either, I think it's been coffee stained, quite honestly. Wrong scissors. I have a hard time tearing this. So we'll just go down. I have some, what do you call it? Oh, I want to say seam binders ribbon, but it's not. I think you know what it is. Daggone it. My mind is blank. Just going to cut that. Sorry, ribbon. There it is. There it is. I could not remember the name of it to save my soul. Let's see. Is there anything over here I want to add? And see, I start getting into the issue of I try to think it out. This is something that, believe me, you don't have to think it out. You just want to go randomly, different sizes, different directions, because when you actually go to use this, you're going to be cutting it in sections that you want and adding. I love to use this. I might have some small pieces here, maybe. There's a random piece. It's just an edge of a trim that I've cut. I keep put this over there. Keep grabbing the wrong scissors. I'll add this up here. I think each person's a little bit different with the way they do theirs, or when they feel like they have enough on theirs. I don't want to get mine so thick that it makes it super bulky. Let's see, I feel like I need, let's revisit that up there. I'm going to add some of this ticking, I think, up here. I say I'm keeping mine neutral, but to me, ticking seems to fit into 90% of the journals that I do. And I think it's because I do, most of the time, vintage journals. So that's probably the majority of the color that I'm going to have in mine. I keep going back up here because I feel like that's just not enough for me yet. We'll just move on down and then we can always go back. I'm going to add some more of this. And a little piece of this. Getting pretty sticky. I feel like I keep going to the same pieces. Not much to report today. Pretty quiet day. I'll tell you, my craft room is a disaster. In fact, I don't know if you saw my video from yesterday on my tag that I made for hashtag 52 tags. On the back of it each week, you write either how your week's going, or, you know, a sentiment or a quote, whatever. And I wrote on it, my craft room is in total disarray. I couldn't be happier. It seems like when I have a lot of projects going on at once, that seems to be when I'm my most creative. I don't know if that's true of everyone, but for me, I have a tendency to get bored with a project quickly, and I have to put it aside and then go, you know, go back to it. And I have found that, like, I'm working on those Easter bags for the two youngest granddaughters. I got that stacked up. I have the journal that I'm working on for the giveaway. I'm doing these different videos every day. I have so much going on and so many stacks in different parts of this room that people would probably think I was crazy if they came in here. But I find it very inspiring. My desk, as I don't know if you can see, I still have a stack of small pieces of ephemera there. But I have also, in between everything, been working on that giveaway journal. So instead of putting it away, getting it out, I don't know. I just seem to be working better leaving it out. And, you know, you just sort of see something or something lands on your desk in a funny way and you're like, oh, I like that. At least that works for me. Believe me, I like it when my craft room's all nice and clean and organized. But it doesn't stay like that for long. My husband was making fun of me the other day. He's like, well, it's not too bad in here. Paper's the big thing. And threads. They get all over my floors. And I end up tracking them through the house. So I try to vacuum the floor at least each day. I don't want any more of that. Not really pleased with that. Oh, I can use part of this. Let me see. Getting excited because, I mean, I still have work to do, don't get me wrong, but the first journal for the giveaway, I'm getting close to having it completed. And I've been giving a lot of thought to what I want to do with the second one. So I'm getting excited about doing that. Let's see. See if there's any sections maybe here. It's the same thing. Got that up there. I feel like I need something. Maybe another little bit here. want something up here. I'm not happy with this right here. It's more of the same. About a piece of this seems to be my go-to. I don't know why. Oops. Okay, let me turn this around. Look at it from a different angle. Let's work down here. My sewing machine is not going to like all this glue. Let me see if I feel like I have enough on here. Well, I'm going to stitch that down. We can always go back and add a third round if we feel that we need it once we stitch that down. So I'll come right back. Okay, I'm back. So what I did on that round, and I just want to start my timer again, I did 2 stitches. I stitched up to the point here, and you can see where I just turned it around on my sewing machine and stitched right back, just so everything is secure. Looking at this, I feel like it might need some more, at least in places. I keep focusing up here. So I think I'm going to add something up there. I don't know what that something can be. Cut some of this. Yeah, maybe some of that. Is that too big now? I don't want to cover everything up. I just did. Maybe I'll put that. Already have some of that. Maybe a little bit of lace of some sort. Do I want to do white or maybe some of this? Maybe a little bit of that. I'm still trying to focus on not getting this too thick because I do want to be able to add to it as I'm using it. Maybe a little bit there. You can see you can just keep adding and adding and adding to this until you feel satisfied with it. I'm not going to add too much more. If I added something there, what would it be? Maybe a piece of the I'm going to leave the rest, I think. I think as I grab more, or was I just looking? Felt like I wanted more. what I'm going to do, I think that's all I'm going to add. And then I'll go back over this and stitch again. Let's see. And as I stitch, I may end up adding a piece here or there if I feel that it needs it. But the advantage to this is as you use it and you snip off your piece, you're going to be adding little bits. So if you feel like you need another little piece of lace or whatever it may be, you can add it at that time. I just keep playing with this. I need to put it out of my reach. Alright, that's all I'm adding. And then I just want to give you some examples. Like this is just the base. Now you've got this ready, and when you go to work in your journal or your project and you want to add a little bit of snippet roll, you can cut off the section, you know, however long you want it. And then what I would do is, like here's one. This is a piece from another snippet roll I had made, which was much wider. And I found that I made it too wide for what I use snippet roll. You can make it as wide or as narrow as you want it. I'm trying to keep it smaller. You can use it as a belly band, the edge of a page, a tab. So many uses for this. So this one, I cut it with my sizing scissors here, as you can see. You don't have to. You can cut it straight. But like these little flowers, you just add a little flower and look at that. It becomes such a pretty page tab, or even on the corner of a journal page, just to add some texture and interest. I also, of course, you can add buttons, you can add some beads, a little safety pin, you know, bead dangles. I don't do that at this stage because I don't know what I'm going to be using this for. You could add some postage stamps, just little pieces of ephemera. I don't know, this little bird might be too big, but like, say like on this, I have all this here. I have a little number 4 and a button. You can do so much. You can cross stitch a couple, embroider a couple, you know, cross stitches. So much. Just randomly stitch on it with embroidery floss. Just something to add more interest to it. So that's that. I know this is very basic, but as I said, it's not the end result. For me, it's my base. Now I have all this done and ready. When I'm working on a project, if I need some snippet roll, I already have this, and then I can place my elements, my beads or my buttons, little tags like, let me see. Yeah, this is my rusty elements I had made, but in here, like I have some of these die cuts from a Tim Holtz die cut. If you inked that up, you could put a little image or a word or whatever on here. That could go, you know what I mean? The possibilities of this are just endless. I make these to use them. I have these bobbins that I bought on Etsy, and I just have some torn muslin on there right now. But what I will do is store this, and like I said, you can make this as long as you want. Store this on here, and whenever I need some, there it is. I have another idea. It's not my idea, it's someone else's, that I'll do a video on. It would be a short video, but nonetheless, I think it would be very cute. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, what an adorable idea. And especially for something for like a friend mail, happy mail. I thought, what a perfect idea that was, and how cute the idea was. So anyway, there's that. Speaking of stamps, I've mentioned forever that I had ordered stamps and could not find them. I finally found them, and when was it? A couple days ago when I was making those envelopes, the window pocket envelopes of Rachel's for her challenge. When I was going through this bin for the 100th time, sorting out some small pieces of ephemera. I have been through here 100 times looking for those stamps. They were in there. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been through this thing a million times looking for those. Finally found my stamps, so I don't want to lose those. But anyway, got off track there. So, there you have it, the base for a snippet roll. I know people make beautiful snippet rolls, and I know that, you know, this is very basic, but nonetheless, it's very functional and great for somebody new in the junk journal world to learn how to make a snippet roll. So, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will be back tomorrow. Please subscribe, like, comment, and once again, thank you very much for your support of my channel. See you all tomorrow. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.